Pray this prayer until the very end, because the Virgin Mary is interceding right now for those who are facing urgent situations that seem impossible to resolve. If you arrived here carrying fear, desperation, or a heavy burden in your heart, know that this moment was not an accident. Heaven has guided you here because your cry has been heard. There are moments in life when only a miracle can change what no human effort can fix. Today, the Mother of God invites you to place everything in her hands. Stay with faith and attention, because this prayer carries hope, comfort, and divine power for your life. What feels impossible today can begin to change through Mary's loving intercession. Welcome to Holy Catholic Prayers, a place where faith unites hearts from many nations under the protection of the Virgin Mary. It is a blessing to have you here, praying together with thousands of devoted Catholics who believe in the power of prayer. Before we begin, take a moment to quiet your thoughts and open your heart completely. Place your intentions before God with trust, knowing that Mary walks beside those who suffer in silence. Allow this prayer to be your refuge, your strength, and your moment of spiritual renewal today. Before entering into this prayer, I invite you to take a simple but powerful step of faith. Like this video, so that this prayer may reach more people who are in need of an urgent miracle. Subscribe to Holy Catholic Prayers if you are not yet part of this community of faith, and click the button to boost this video so this message of hope may spread even further. Your action can become an answer to someone else's prayer. When we act with faith, God multiplies blessings beyond what we can imagine. Now, with devotion and confidence, write in the comments the following phrase along with the city or country where you are watching from. Virgin Mary, intercede for me today. This is a declaration of faith and a sign that you trust in Mary's maternal care. As you write, believe that she is already presenting your intentions before God. Prepare your heart, because we are about to enter a powerful moment of prayer and surrender under the loving protection of the Blessed Mother, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Blessed Virgin Mary, Mother of God and our loving Mother, I come before you in this moment of urgency and need. You know my heart, my struggles, and the situation that brings me here today. I place before you everything that troubles my soul and disturbs my peace. I ask you to look upon me with compassion and tenderness. As a child seeks refuge in the arms of a mother, I now seek refuge in your maternal care. Cover me with your mantle and lead my prayers to your Son, Jesus. Virgin Mary, you who said yes to God even in uncertainty, teach me to trust when I do not understand. There are situations in my life that feel overwhelming, problems that seem greater than my strength. Fear tries to take over my thoughts, and anxiety weighs heavily on my heart. Yet today, I choose to place all my trust in you. Intercede for me so that my faith may not falter in this moment of trial. Help me to believe that God is already working, even when I cannot yet see the outcome. Mother of Mercy, I bring before you this urgent intention that only heaven can resolve. You know the details I cannot fully express and the pain I carry in silence. Present this need before God with love and urgency. Where there seems to be no way, ask God to open a door. Where despair tries to settle, ask Him to pour out hope. May this impossible situation begin to move according to God's perfect will through your powerful intercession. Virgin Mary, calm my heart when worry overwhelms me and restlessness steals my peace. Remove from me the constant fear of what may happen and the burden of imagining the worst. Replace my anxiety with trust and my doubts with faith. Teach me to rest in God's promises and to wait without losing hope. Let me feel your presence near me, reminding me that I am not alone and never abandoned by heaven. Blessed Mother, protect my mind from negative thoughts and my heart from discouragement. When weakness makes me feel like giving up, strengthen my spirit. Help me to persevere in prayer even when answers seem delayed. Teach me patience and humility as I wait for God's timing. May my trust in divine providence grow stronger each day. Let this moment of prayer renew my courage and restore my inner peace. Virgin Mary, I surrender this urgent cause entirely into your hands. I release my need to control the outcome and place my confidence in God's wisdom. Intercede so that His will may be fulfilled in my life in the way that brings the greatest good. Prepare my heart to receive the miracle He has planned, whether it comes as I expect or in a way beyond my understanding. I trust in your maternal intercession and in God's unfailing love. Virgin Mary, gentle mother of all who suffer, I come to you carrying fears that I often hide from others. There are nights when my thoughts do not rest and my heart feels heavy with uncertainty. You know the worries that return again and again, weakening my spirit. I ask you to take these fears from my hands and place them before God. Teach me to trust when my mind seeks answers that do not come. Let your presence calm my soul and restore my confidence in divine care. Blessed Mother, you see the battles I fight in silence and the tears I shed in prayer. There are moments when discouragement whispers that nothing will change. Yet I choose to believe that God's power is greater than every obstacle before me. Intercede for me so that my heart may remain firm in faith. Replace every thought of defeat with hope and perseverance. Help me to stand strong, trusting that heaven is already responding to my cry. Virgin Mary, I place before you the situation that feels urgent and beyond my control. Where human solutions have failed, I ask for divine intervention. Present my need to your Son with the love of a mother who never abandons her children. May what seems impossible begin to shift according to God's will. Remove every barrier that stands between me and the peace God desires for my life. Let this moment mark the beginning of transformation and renewal. Mother of consolation, when anxiety tries to dominate my heart, teach me to surrender instead of resist. Help me to release the constant urge to worry about tomorrow. Remind me that God already knows what I need and when I need it. Fill my heart with patience while I wait for His response. Let me feel your maternal closeness guiding me through this season of uncertainty with hope and calm. Virgin Mary, guard my thoughts so that fear does not steal my peace. Protect my heart from hopelessness and spiritual fatigue. When I feel tired from waiting, renew my strength. Teach me to persevere in prayer without becoming discouraged. May my trust in God deepen with each passing day. Let my faith grow stronger even before the miracle becomes visible. Blessed Mother, I entrust my urgent need to you once again with humility and confidence. I believe that no sincere prayer goes unheard. Intercede for me so that God's grace may act powerfully in my life. Prepare my heart to recognize His answer, even if it comes quietly or unexpectedly. I choose to trust, to wait, and to hope under your loving protection. Virgin Mary, faithful mother who never turns away from her children, I come before you with a heart that feels tired from waiting. There are moments when hope feels fragile and the silence feels heavy. You know how long I have carried this intention and how deeply it affects my life. I ask you to intercede for me so that discouragement does not take root in my soul. Help me to believe even when answers seem delayed. Renew my strength so that I may continue walking forward with faith. Blessed Mother, you who remained faithful even at the foot of the cross, teach me to trust God in moments of pain and uncertainty. When my situation seems to grow more difficult instead of easier, help me not to lose heart. Intercede so that my faith may be purified and strengthened through this trial. Remove from me the temptation to doubt God's care. Let me learn to trust not only in the miracle, but in the God who performs it. Virgin Mary, I bring before you the areas of my life that feel blocked and stagnant. There are doors that remain closed and paths that seem unclear. I ask you to present these obstacles before God with urgency and love. Where there is delay, ask for divine movement. Where there is confusion, ask for heavenly clarity. May God begin to open the right doors at the right time, according to His perfect will. Mother of hope, when fear tries to control my decisions, guide me back to trust. Help me not to act out of desperation or anxiety. Teach me to wait with patience and to listen for God's guidance. Intercede so that my steps may be ordered by divine wisdom. Let peace be the sign that I am walking in the direction God desires for me. May I move forward without fear, knowing that heaven walks with me. Virgin Mary, protect my heart from negative expectations and constant worry. When my mind imagines the worst, help me to focus instead on God's promises. Replace anxious thoughts with calm assurance. Teach me to rest in prayer rather than struggle alone. Let this moment of surrender bring peace to my soul. May my heart learn to wait without losing hope. Blessed Mother, I place once again my urgent request into your hands. I trust that you present every detail before your Son with maternal care. Intercede so that God's will may be fulfilled in a way that brings healing, peace, and blessing. Prepare me to receive what God has planned, even if it exceeds my understanding. I remain here in prayer, trusting fully in your powerful intercession. Virgin Mary, loving Mother who sees beyond what my eyes can see, I come before you carrying the weight of uncertainty about my future. There are moments when I do not know which path to follow, and this lack of clarity fills my heart with fear. You know how deeply this situation affects my peace and my ability to move forward. I ask you to intercede so that God may illuminate my path with His wisdom, remove confusion from my mind and hesitation from my heart. Help me to trust that even when I do not see the full picture, God is guiding every step with care and purpose. Blessed Mother, I place before you the decisions that weigh heavily on my soul. I fear making the wrong choice and suffering the consequences of error or delay. Intercede for me so that my choices may be inspired by God's truth rather than fear or pressure. Teach me to wait when waiting is necessary and to act when God opens the door. Remove every distraction that pulls me away from His will. Let peace be the confirmation that my decisions are aligned with God's plan for my life. Virgin Mary, I ask you to intercede in the areas of my life that feel unstable and threatened. Whether it is my work, my finances, my relationships, or my sense of purpose, you know where I feel most vulnerable. Present these needs before God with urgency and maternal love. Ask Him to protect what is fragile and to strengthen what feels weak. Where there is lack, ask for provision. Where there is fear, ask for security grounded in faith. Mother of Providence, when anxiety about tomorrow overwhelms my heart, teach me to trust in God's daily care. Help me not to carry burdens that belong in God's hands alone. Intercede so that I may learn to live one day at a time, relying on divine guidance rather than worry. Remove the fear of loss and failure that paralyzes my actions. Replace it with confidence rooted in God's promises. Let my heart rest in the assurance that God never abandons those who trust in Him. Virgin Mary, protect me from impatience when answers do not come as quickly as I desire. Help me not to interpret silence as absence. Intercede so that I may recognize God's work even in hidden and quiet moments. Teach me to wait with humility and perseverance. Strengthen my faith so that delay does not become discouragement. May my trust deepen even before I see visible results. Blessed Mother, I surrender my future completely into your hands once again. I ask you to place it before your Son and to guide it according to His perfect will. Prepare me to receive what God has planned, even if it requires change, growth, or sacrifice. Help me to remain faithful during this season of waiting. Let my life move forward under your maternal protection and divine guidance, filled with peace, trust, and hope. Virgin Mary, compassionate Mother who knows the wounds hidden within the human heart, I come before you seeking healing for the areas of my life that still ache with pain. There are memories that continue to hurt, words that left scars, and experiences that weakened my confidence. You know how these wounds affect my peace and my ability to trust fully. I ask you to intercede so that God's healing touch may reach every part of my soul. Remove what still causes suffering and replace it with comfort, restoration, and inner peace. Blessed Mother, I bring before you the emotional burdens that drain my strength and cloud my thoughts. Anxiety, sadness, and unresolved pain often rise without warning and disturb my rest. Intercede for me so that God may calm my mind and restore balance within my spirit. Teach me to release what I cannot change and to accept God's healing process with patience. Remove emotional heaviness that keeps me tied to the past. Allow me to experience the freedom that comes from divine mercy and forgiveness. Virgin Mary, I ask for healing not only of my heart, but also of my thoughts and emotions. When fear dominates my mind and negative thoughts repeat without rest, intercede so that peace may take their place. Help me to trust that God is actively restoring what feels broken within me. Replace confusion with clarity and despair with hope. Teach me to speak words of faith rather than doubt over my life. May my mind become a place where God's peace dwells. Mother of consolation, I place before you the relationships that have caused pain, distance, or misunderstanding. You know the wounds created by silence, disappointment, or broken trust. Intercede so that God may bring healing where there is division and reconciliation where there is hurt. Remove bitterness and resentment from my heart. Teach me to forgive even when it feels difficult or unfair. Let love and understanding rebuild what has been damaged by pain and misunderstanding. Virgin Mary, help me to heal from discouragement caused by delays and unmet expectations. There are times when I feel exhausted from hoping and waiting. Intercede so that disappointment does not harden my heart or weaken my faith. Teach me to wait without becoming bitter and to hope without anxiety. Renew my strength so that I may continue believing in God's promises. Let every setback become a moment of growth and spiritual maturity. Blessed Mother, I open my heart completely to God's healing power through your intercession. Restore my inner peace and renew my joy. Teach me to trust that healing is a process guided by divine wisdom and love. Help me to recognize progress even in small and quiet changes. May my soul be strengthened and my faith renewed as I continue this prayer. I trust that God is healing me, restoring me, and leading me forward with love. Virgin Mary, powerful Mother and faithful intercessor, I come before you placing in your hands the spiritual battles that I cannot see but deeply feel. There are pressures, fears, and heaviness that sometimes rise without explanation and disturb my peace. You know how these unseen struggles affect my faith and my strength. I ask you to intercede so that God may protect me from every negative influence that seeks to weaken my trust. Cover me with your mantle and guard my heart. Let divine light surround me and remove every shadow of fear, doubt, or spiritual oppression. Blessed Mother, I ask for protection over my mind, so that harmful thoughts may not take root within me. When discouragement tries to convince me that prayer is useless or that change will never come, strengthen my spirit. Intercede so that God may silence every lie that opposes His truth. Replace confusion with clarity and weakness with courage. Help me to remain firm in faith even when I feel spiritually tired. Let perseverance become my response to every trial I face. Virgin Mary, protect my home, my work, and every place where my steps may reach. You know where I feel vulnerable and exposed to fear or uncertainty. Intercede so that God may place a barrier of peace and grace around my life. Remove any intention, spoken or unspoken, that seeks to harm my progress or disturb my peace. Let my environment be filled with calm, protection, and divine presence. May nothing enter my life without passing first through God's loving care. Mother of strength, when I feel weak and tempted to give up, remind me that God's power is perfected in weakness. Teach me not to rely only on my own strength, but to surrender fully to divine help. Intercede so that my faith may rise even when my emotions feel fragile. Renew my courage so that I may continue praying and trusting. Let me understand that waiting does not mean abandonment, but preparation. May my spirit be strengthened day by day through trust and prayer. Virgin Mary, intercede so that my faith may not waver in moments of testing. When doubts arise and fear grows louder, help me to listen instead to God's promises. Replace anxious thoughts with calm assurance and restless worry with peace. Teach me to anchor my heart in truth rather than uncertainty. Let my trust remain steady even when circumstances change. May I walk forward each day with confidence rooted in God's unfailing love. Blessed Mother, I entrust myself entirely to your maternal care once again. Lead me away from discouragement and into the peace that comes from trusting God completely. Restore my inner strength and renew my hope for the future. Help me to remain faithful, prayerful, and calm, regardless of what lies ahead. May my life be protected, guided, and sustained by divine grace. With confidence, I continue this prayer under your loving and powerful intercession. Virgin Mary, steadfast Mother who remained faithful even when everything seemed lost, I come before you asking for perseverance in this season of waiting. There are days when my faith feels strong and others when it feels fragile and tested. You know how uncertainty can exhaust the heart and weaken resolve. I ask you to intercede so that I may not give up when answers seem distant. Strengthen my trust so that waiting does not become discouragement. Teach me to remain faithful even when I do not yet see the miracle unfolding. Blessed Mother, help me to understand that God's silence is not absence, but a sign of deeper work taking place. When I am tempted to believe that my prayers are unheard, remind me that heaven is always attentive. Intercede so that impatience does not steal my peace or rush my decisions. Teach me to trust God's timing without complaint or bitterness. Let my heart remain calm and surrendered. May my faith mature as I continue to wait with humility and hope. Virgin Mary, I place before you the temptation to control outcomes and force solutions. I confess how difficult it is to surrender completely when fear of the future arises. Intercede so that I may release every anxious plan and every restless expectation. Help me to trust that God's way is wiser than my own. Remove the burden of needing immediate answers. Let surrender become my act of faith and my source of peace. Mother of trust, guide my heart away from comparison and doubt. When I look at others and feel delayed or forgotten, remind me that God's plan is unique for each life. Intercede so that I may not measure my journey by another's path. Teach me to trust that God knows exactly where I am and what I need. Let contentment replace frustration and gratitude replace complaint. May my heart rest in the certainty of divine care. Virgin Mary, help me to remain faithful not only in prayer, but also in daily actions and attitudes. Intercede so that my words, decisions, and reactions may reflect trust in God. Remove fear-driven behaviors that lead me away from peace. Teach me to act with patience, wisdom, and calm assurance. Let my life become a quiet testimony of faith during this season of waiting. May others see God's presence in my perseverance. Blessed Mother, I renew my surrender one more time under your maternal protection. I place my past, my present, and my future into God's hands through your intercession. Strengthen my heart to remain steady regardless of what lies ahead. Prepare me to receive God's answer with humility and gratitude. Let my spirit remain anchored in hope as I continue this prayer. I trust fully in your loving guidance and in God's perfect plan. Virgin Mary, as I reach this moment of prayer, I come with a heart more surrendered and trusting than when I began. I place before you every intention I have spoken and those I could not fully express in words. You know the tears, the fears, and the hopes that live within me. I ask you to intercede so that nothing I have entrusted to you may be forgotten. Present everything to your Son with maternal love and urgency. I trust that heaven has received my prayer and that God is already acting. Blessed Mother, I thank God for listening to my cry even before I see the answers. I thank Him for His mercy, patience, and constant presence in my life. Teach me to maintain a grateful heart even while I wait. Help me to recognize signs of God's grace in small and quiet ways. Let gratitude protect my soul from discouragement and doubt. May thanksgiving become my daily offering as I continue to trust in divine providence. Virgin Mary, I entrust to you my family, my loved ones, and all those who depend on my prayers. You know their struggles, needs, and silent battles. Intercede for their protection, peace, and spiritual strength. Ask God to guard their paths and shield them from harm. Bring healing where there is pain and unity where there is division. May our homes become places of faith, prayer, and trust in God's presence. Mother of Peace, I ask that God bless my days and my nights, my work and my rest, my decisions and my silence. Intercede so that His peace may dwell within me and guide every step I take. Help me to remain calm when challenges arise and faithful when uncertainty returns. Strengthen my resolve to live according to God's will. Let my life reflect humility, perseverance, and trust in divine love. Virgin Mary, help me to remain faithful to prayer even after this moment ends. Teach me not to forget God's goodness when my situation begins to improve. Intercede so that my heart remains obedient and grateful in every season. Help me to walk daily in faith, trusting God in both trials and blessings. May my life become a testimony that glorifies God and strengthens the faith of others. Blessed Mother, I place all that I am and all that I need into God's hands through your intercession. May His will be fulfilled in my life according to His divine wisdom and love. Strengthen my heart to wait in peace and trust without fear. Prepare me to receive the blessings God has ordained at the right time. With faith and surrender, I conclude these petitions, confident in God's grace and your maternal care. Virgin Mary, Mother of unwavering faith, I come before you once more to seal this prayer with trust and surrender. I place into your hands every fear that still lingers and every hope that continues to grow within me. You know how fragile the human heart can be when answers are delayed. I ask you to intercede so that my trust may remain firm and unshaken. Guard my heart against impatience and discouragement. Let peace take root deeply within my soul as I continue to wait. Blessed Mother, help me to walk forward with confidence even when the path remains uncertain. Intercede so that I may not be paralyzed by fear or doubt. Teach me to trust God's guidance step by step, rather than seeking immediate clarity. Remove the anxiety that comes from needing control. Replace it with surrender and calm assurance. May my heart learn to rest in God's promises, regardless of circumstances. Virgin Mary, I renew my commitment to prayer and faith through your intercession. Teach me to remain close to God not only in moments of need, but also in times of peace. Intercede so that my spiritual life may grow stronger and more consistent. Help me to seek God daily with sincerity and humility. Let prayer become my refuge rather than my last resort. May my relationship with God deepen through trust and perseverance. Mother of mercy, I ask you to protect my heart from spiritual fatigue and emotional exhaustion. There are times when the weight of waiting feels heavy and draining. Intercede so that God may renew my strength and restore my joy. Teach me to recognize when I need rest and renewal in His presence. Remove weariness that weakens my faith. Let divine grace refresh my spirit and sustain me. Virgin Mary, guide my thoughts, my words, and my actions so that they may reflect trust in God. Intercede so that I may respond to challenges with patience rather than frustration. Teach me to speak words of faith instead of fear. Let my daily life become an expression of prayer and surrender. May my choices honor God and draw me closer to His will. Help me to live with calm confidence rooted in divine love. Blessed Mother, I place this entire prayer into your hands once again with gratitude and trust. I believe that every word spoken has reached heaven. Intercede so that God's will may unfold in my life in the perfect way and time. Prepare my heart to receive His answer with humility and faith. Let my spirit remain peaceful as I wait. With confidence I continue forward under your loving and powerful protection. Virgin Mary, at this final moment of prayer, I surrender completely into God's hands everything that still concerns my heart. I let go of the need to understand how and when my miracle will happen. I choose to trust in God's timing, wisdom, and infinite love. Intercede so that my heart remains peaceful regardless of the circumstances I face. Remove every trace of fear that still tries to rise within me. Let faith become stronger than uncertainty in my soul. Blessed Mother, help me to remain faithful even when silence seems to surround me. Teach me to recognize that God is working even when I cannot see visible signs. Intercede so that my waiting may become an act of worship rather than a burden. Transform moments of doubt into opportunities for deeper trust. Let my heart learn to rest in God without anxiety. May patience become a living expression of my faith. Virgin Mary, I place my future into your maternal care and into God's loving will. Guide my steps so that I may walk in obedience and humility. Intercede so that I may discern God's direction clearly and follow it without resistance. Remove confusion and replace it with spiritual clarity. Strengthen my courage to move forward in faith. Let every decision I make reflect trust in God's guidance. Mother of Hope, I ask that God fill my heart with renewed joy and quiet confidence. Intercede so that sadness and discouragement may not take root in my spirit. Teach me to rejoice not only in answered prayers but also in the journey of faith itself. Let hope remain alive within me, even during long seasons of waiting. May my soul remain anchored in God's promises. Fill my life with light that overcomes every shadow. Virgin Mary, help me to become a witness of faith to those around me. Intercede so that my attitude, words, and actions may reflect trust in God rather than fear. Use my life as a testimony that encourages others to pray and believe. Let my experience strengthen the faith of family and friends. May my journey inspire hope in those who are struggling. Allow my life to glorify God in all things. Blessed Mother, with humility and faith, I conclude this prayer under your protection. I trust that God has heard every word and received every intention. Intercede so that His will may unfold perfectly in my life. Prepare my heart to receive both answers and lessons with gratitude. Let peace guard my mind and soul from this moment forward. I rest in God's love, confident in your maternal intercession. Many people who prayed with faith have already experienced the loving intervention of God through the intercession of the Virgin Mary. Some found peace in moments of deep anxiety, others received strength to endure trials, and many witnessed doors opening where none seemed possible. Testimonies continue to arrive from people who trusted even when circumstances appeared unchanged. What unites them is not the absence of struggle, but perseverance in prayer. God acts in His time, often silently, yet powerfully. Your miracle may already be unfolding in ways you do not yet see. As you conclude this prayer, declare with faith that God is at work in your life. Speak words of trust rather than fear, even if your situation still feels urgent. Faith is not denying reality, but choosing to believe that God is greater than every problem. The Virgin Mary walks with you in this journey, guiding your heart toward hope. What you placed in God's hands today is no longer carried alone. Continue forward knowing that heaven has heard you. If this prayer touched your heart, take a moment to strengthen this community of faith. Like this video so it may reach more souls in need of hope and comfort. Subscribe to the channel Holy Catholic Prayers to remain connected to daily moments of prayer and devotion. Your simple action helps spread God's word across the world. Prayer grows stronger when shared. Together, we become instruments of faith and encouragement. Now I invite you to write in the comments a phrase of faith such as, Virgin Mary, I trust in your intercession, along with the name of the city or country from where you are praying. This is a powerful way to publicly profess your Catholic faith and unite your prayer with thousands of others around the world. Reading these comments strengthens this prayerful family. Your testimony may inspire someone who is silently struggling. Let your faith be seen and shared. Remain in prayerful expectation and do not allow discouragement to steal your peace. God's answers often come in ways greater than we imagine. Stay attentive to small signs, moments of peace, and unexpected openings. Continue praying with confidence and surrender. Trust that God knows the right moment to act. What was placed before Him today is safe in His hands. In a few seconds, a new prayer will appear on your screen. Prepare to continue this journey of faith and trust. Stay with us and allow God to keep strengthening your heart through prayer. This next moment of devotion may be exactly what your soul needs right now. Do not leave yet. Continue praying with Holy Catholic Prayers. May God bless you, protect you, and fill your life with peace through the loving intercession of the Virgin Mary.